Hey guys, what's up? This is GVKCollectibles, and today we're going to be taking a trip to Isla Nublar to see if we can find the last Velociraptor blue, but we're going to need a little help. From our alpha, of course. Owen. Hey guys, today we have the Ember Collection Owen Grady from Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. So this was a really cool figure. I think this was a very anticipated figure for a lot of people because I remember it was, I think, San Diego Comic-Con 2017, I believe, or New York, when they first announced the Ember Collection. The Ember Collection was, I think, a really highly anticipated thing for a lot of people, especially with human figures, because there really hasn't been too many human figures within the 3/4 inch scale. A lot of Owen, which to the chagrin of a lot of people, but ultimately I think this figure looks really, really good. You get a good shot with the clear view packaging. Very much like the blue, you have the diamond, the Jurassic World logo right there. You got Owen Grady from Fallen Kingdom. Then you get Jurassic World on the side, and you get a little read-up on Owen Grady. For those of you who don't know, have you not seen the Jurassic World movies, but I think everybody's seen it. Then you get the Ember Collection, nothing really at the top, a lot of stuff on the bottom. But, like, that being said, I am very excited about this figure. I'm excited for the Cintiq scale figures. He looks like he comes with some changeable hands, so let's get this guy out of the packaging and see how he is. And here we have Owen out of the packaging from the Ember Collection, and man, I gotta say this is a really, really cool figure. It's a really wonderfully done 6-inch scale figure of the human figures. I think the biggest complaint, for me, not with this figure in particular, but with Mattel's run, while the dinosaurs have been phenomenal, there hasn't been a lot of human characters, even within the 3/4 inch scale line, and mostly it is a lot of Owen figures, which I think a lot to the chagrin of a lot of people, but I do like Owen as a character. He was a really cool character within Jurassic World, and it was cool to see him come back for Fallen Kingdom. And it's going to be cool to see him with Claire and everybody interact with Dr. Sadler, Ian Malcolm, and Dr. Grant. It's going to be really all cool. And also, Lewis Dotson's going to be in the film, which is really kind of cool, too, bringing it full circle from the first film. But I gotta say, the figure looks really good. It is really, really great. I think it's a lot better than the 3/4 inch scale figure, of course, because it has, even though the limited articulation's there. But I do think this figure does a lot of good things. So let's get into the accessories that Owen comes with first before we jump into the figure itself. Owen comes with some accessories, so the first one I'm going to talk about is the base, which is very much like the blue one, but a lot less smaller, and for human figures. Once again, it's got the cool little Jurassic Park logo right there with in white, and it also looks like an amber. It's actually really cool. Like, it has a cool texture to it, too. Like, it's very kind of like rough and bumpy, like you would find, like something you would find at Universal Studios. If you're, like, going on the ride, it feels something... Like, it's very kind of, like, bumpy, but it feels like it's a ember, like a rock, if you found this in real life. Another thing to note, that this figure does come with some interchangeable hands, which is a really, really nice touch. He comes with two hands, two sets each, a closed fist hand and a, like, hold it hand? Like, when he's trying to, like, command blue. Ultimately, these are really good. Like, they're really good detailed. I mean, they're human hands. I don't know what else to say, but they're really well detailed for what they are. Also the fist hand. This is one of the fist hands for the right, kind of to imitate like the clicker he would have in Jurassic World when the raptor pit scene. He also comes with a really knife. It's a really small knife. Let me see if I can get like a little zoomed in on it. Oh, come on. Come on, I know you want to zoom in. This is like the problem with like working on the fly with stuff, because it doesn't want to like... Okay, so it managed to get that on, so I mean, it's really hard to tell, but like it's kind of hard to zoom in. But ultimately, the knife it's really good detail. It's got a brown hilt and this kind of nice silver paint they use for the paint apps, which is really cool. Which is weird because I don't think I saw Owen use this knife completely at all in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I could be wrong though. Once again, it's been a while since I saw the movie, so I'll have to give it a watch. So let's get into Owen himself, a little bit more into Owen himself to see what he has to offer. So here we have a little bit of close-up of Owen and his face, and I gotta say it looks really close to Chris Pratt. I gotta say it looks really good. Some of the newer Marvel figures the Star-Lord figures look really a lot like Chris Pratt, but ultimately I think the face sculpt is really good, really well detailed. You can also see like kind of the hints of facial hair. It's probably gonna be hard to tell because I can't exactly get extremely close up to the face sculpt, which really irritates me, but like ultimately it's kind of sad for me. It's sad, but it's actually really cool. So like a lot of it, you see his blue shirt like he has in the film. It looks like it actually has some dry brushing on it, so it's not one color. I think it may be actually one color. No, there may be some dry brushing, much like on the vest. There's some black dry washing on it to make it look like it's kind of rugged and rainy. It kind of makes sense because he's on Isla Nublar. The belt buckle, his pants look really good. He also has a watch too. He has a watch on his right hand, which looks really good. Then you have this kind of blue pants. Now it's just not like this is actually what I'm talking about. This is actually a lot of good black dry brushing on it, which looks really fantastic. The boots have a little are brown, but they have a little dry brushing as well. Here, let's try it. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Okay. It's going to be a little hard to get focused in. So, but basically I think the figure, the paint apps on the figure are really good. Now, I didn't do this with the blue figure just because, it was a little harder. There's a lot more to talk about that figure, but ultimately he looks really good, so let's jump into articulation real quick. Alright, so with Owen, he can look, he can't really look up all too far, but he can look a little down. Head doesn't really necessarily have the best range of articulation, which is maybe a downside for a lot of people, but ultimately it's not going to really care. I don't know what the heck's up with that. It's not really... But the arms can move out, can go out that way, they can rotate. The elbow is a single jointed elbow, much like a lot of the NECA figures. His wrists can rotate, and there's also a hinge, so they can move up and down. Stop. Very much like the rest. His leg can go out that far. You can't really go back too far just because it's negated by this piece of the plastic, which is okay by me. He can go up that far. He can kick. He's got a double jointed knee, which looks really good. And here it's on a hinge. I think it's there. There's a little bit of ankle pivot, but not completely. But he's pretty well articulated. I think he's honestly. It's been a while since I've actually picked up a 6-inch figure from Mattel themselves, and this has got to be their best, in terms of articulation, because I remember a lot of their DC figures had some questionable articulation, but the articulation on this guy is really good. So let's get into see what he scales with. Here we have Owen compared to the NECA 40th anniversary Ellen Ripley, the McFarlane Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman 84, and the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man, I believe that's what he's from. So yeah, he is kind of in a middle ground between 6-inch scale. He's a lot bigger than a Marvel Legend, but he's also roughly on par, but a little shorter than the NECA figures, and he's a little smaller comparative to the McFarlane figure. McFarlane figures just in general, but once again, the scaling. But so, I mean, technically, if you have NECA figures and you want have custom NECA figures, technically Owen can scale with them really well. Here we have Owen next to Blue, of course, and I think these figures both scale beautifully with each other. It's really cool to see this in the 6-inch scale. In comparison, like, the Blue figure is a wonderful figure. Owen is a really cool figure as well. So it's really nice to have them both. So, and you know what? Let's get into one fun little extra comparison real quick. Owen and the Ember Collection Owen and Blue compared to the just regular line from Mattel. So here we have the Battle Damage Blue that was a Walmart exclusive, and the Raptor Trainer Owen. So yeah, it's really cool to see this line kind of come into full, like the Ember line come into flourishing, because ultimately the Owen, the Raptor Squad Owen was my first Owen figure that I got, and the Blue, the Battle Damage Blue, was ultimately my favorite. But really, I think these two new figures, the Ember Collection and both the Ember Collection figures, I think are now top my favorite figures of all time now with the Jurassic World line. Here we have Owen consoling Blue, and I think both these figures are really fantastic. It is really cool to see, as I said, when comparing them to their 3/4 inch scale figures, to see how long the Mattel line has come to the Ember Collection, of course. I'm really hoping for more Ember Collection. I think they need to continuously pump. This is a really great line. I think a lot of adult collectors will like it, and heck, I think even a lot of kids will like it if they want a bigger kind of, like, because I think this Blue and even the Owen, they're kind of like at a perfect in between if you don't want to go like full small scale or like the full colossal size Blue. But I think both these figures are really good. Once again, Owen, my minor gripes are mainly the head articulation of him not really able to look up or down, kind of, is kind of an issue, and also the kind of hindrance of the kind of like being able to like rotate to move to like back all the way. But ultimately that's kind of a minor one, because Owen doesn't need to necessarily have his leg swinging all the way back. So yeah, I would definitely suggest these two figures. I think they're both wonderful, wonderful, and I'm really excited to see more of the Ember line in the future. So if you guys like the video, remember to hit the subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you can get notified when new videos are coming out, and expect more figure reviews. Also give us a like too. You can find me on GVKCollectibles on Instagram, of course, and Jack's Pop Guy you can find on Instagram as Jack's Pop Guy. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.